Good morning, Crown Kids. Today is the first of 3 lessons out of the series talking about Joseph and his life and how he came from being hated at home by his brothers to being the Pharaoh's advisor, which is a pretty big job, a pretty big deal. So first things first, we're going to start this lesson off with some foresight to what's going on right now. And this verse is James 3:16, and it says, "For where envy and selfish ambition exist, there is disorder and evil of every kind." Now, that does not sound good, and it's not. So, we may be thinking, where is this evil coming from? Where is this selfish ambition? Well, Joseph is the youngest out of 12 sons, and he happens to be his father's favorite. Now, while his other 11 brothers are out in the field working hard, slaving, Joseph is often at home with his father Jacob and his mother Rachel, where he is getting treated, per se, better than them. And this makes his brothers very jealous. Something else that only adds to the fire is that Joseph has these very vivid dreams, these good dreams. And one of them is where he has a pile of wheat and his brothers are all around him with their piles of wheat. And they all bow down to his pile of wheat, saying that they're basically bowing down to him. And Joseph is just sharing his dream. He's just trying to catch his family up on what's happening with them. But this infuriates their brothers, and they're like, "Oh, you think we're gonna bow down to you?" And they're not having it. They're not happy about it. So they're very much at the end of the line with Joseph. They're very much getting impatient with him. And yet again, he tells them about another dream where this time the stars and the moon and the sun are bowing down to him. And this goes on to further infuriate them and cause them to hate him more. Now remember, our verse was saying that wherever hatred and envy, which is what they were very jealous of him and his dreams and his father's relationship, his relationship with his father, wherever that is, there's gonna be disorder and disarray and just a bunch of ickiness. Now I'd be asking, well, what happened to Joseph? Well, his brothers ended up hating him so much that they wanted to kill him. So they had a plan to lead him out somewhere and kill him, which is horrible. However, 2 of the brothers didn't really want him dead. They were just like, I don't like him, but it's kind of cruel. So instead of killing him, they kicked him into this large well that he could not get out of, and then proceeded to sell him. Now, there was something very special Jacob, Joseph's father, gave him because he loved him so much and he thought he was so special. He gave him a very colorful cloak, a very nice, expensive cloak, and his brothers didn't get anything. That also made them mad. But this coat was so special to Jacob and to his father. And when they threw him in the well and sold him into slavery, basically, his brothers took this coat and gave it to his father to say as if he was dead when he was really just gone. So his brothers hated him so much that they staged his death and sold him into slavery. How would you feel if your siblings sold you into slavery? That is beyond horrible. After they sold him into slavery, the people that he was sold to took him to Egypt. Now, what happens in Egypt is a story for next week. Although I will say, even though he is sold into slavery and taken to Egypt, you're going to see how God keeps his hand over him. And so, something you can take away from this is that even if you have people all around you who hate you and want you dead, God is still going to have your back. And he's still going to protect you. You're not going to see how today, But you gotta come back next week so you can see how. And you're gonna see how wonderful he is and how he keeps Joseph through everything he's going through. And even how he comes back around and forgives his brothers, and how his father forgives his brothers. And, you know, just how Jesus can patch even the grossest of situations back together. Well, that's all for today. You will hear next week what happens in the wonderful land of Egypt to our wonderful main character. And yeah, bye.